Good morning. It might even be afternoon. I'm not sure where we're at on time. Getting to this a little bit late. I'm running 2 classes. Ben is actually racing. Yep. And he's running 2 classes. It's just been a little hectic, but this track is pretty intense. It's gonna be some good racing. We're gonna have a total of 5 races coming at you today, so buckle in. Morning, and a steamy morning it is. One practice I'm dripping with sweat. We're heading for the mid 90s as a high. It's going to be hard on us old guys, but still have a smile on my face reminiscing about the good group of people we had just sitting around after practice last night. Doubleheader weekend's great because you get to do it twice, and for an introvert like me, this is just a great opportunity because I get to meet people that I probably through work and you know, through my neighborhood and places like that I just wouldn't meet. I'm not good at that type of thing, and so it means a lot to me. And with that, we are at the Variety is the Spice of Life of go-kart racing, Newcastle Motorsports Park.
The morning walk with Dad.
You know, we're racing a little different configuration today, using a little bit of the back part of the track. And one of the things that at work that I've done historically involves problem solving, and I'm usually pretty good at problem solving, but I notice that I can look at a track and I can analyze it, but when I get on the track I become so tunnel visioned. My focus is so on how to get through things right that I'm not able to take that step back and adjust on the fly as well as many other drivers are. And it's something I've gotten a little bit better at, but I was just thinking about how a couple of corners there, I just insisted on doing the same thing as I'm following somebody who's pulling away from me by a kart length or two, and why I don't just do what they're doing is beyond me. So a tip of the hat to all those drivers that can make those quick adjustments and realize those things in real time. It's more a gift than what you'd realize, and so I am in awe of your capability. All right, once again I'm running the 2 classes for qualifying in the super heavy class, which is the other kart, our buddy's kart that I drive. Qualified second, right behind Ben, which is annoying. Ben got pole, got me by a little over a 10. So that should be fun. Me and Ben up there at the front, but the thing is, there's Logan's right there, Brennan, they're there. So that's gonna be a fun race. And then Sportsman, man, the qualifying games. I need to up my game in qualifying at those games. My fastest lap was lap 1, and it still put me 6th. There was just so much more left in that kart, guys. So much more, but
I'll have to show it in the race.
So, qualified 8th today. I think there's only 10 in the class. Some smart people staying out of the heat, but they're missing all the fun. I have a better kart than 8th, but there's a tricky section on here. I got into a little traffic issue on lap 2 and tried backing it away and just did not hit that part I needed to on the 3rd lap to have a good one. And you know, you'd think you'd figure that out, but kudos to those that have, and we've got 12 laps figured out. See what we can do.
Hey everybody, have not been around really. I've actually been feeling horrible today. Haven't been feeling super great since last night, but the heat and everything has just not been fun, so haven't really been showcased because of all the racing stuff. And Heavy got pole, mostly from mooching off of another guy. I believe his name was Sean, so thank you, Sean, and he knows that. We talked about it. Really appreciative of the gift there. And then in CIK, I've never had this happen. Kacy and Dad used to always talk about, oh, cramping. I've never had it because, you know, specimen athlete. It turns out whenever you just, you know, you have a kid, you don't really do anything for, you know, months of the first few months of their life. Yeah, I was a little crampy out there. My arm actually locked up in the tight section. And what I mean by locked up is like, yeah, I mean, the muscle just contracts and just, you can't really do a whole lot. And so that's not why I qualified 10th, which is where I qualified CIK. I was mentally, I've just been so out of it today, and the heat has probably gotten me some, but so I got 10th in CIK, and I don't know, I just don't feel like I really got it today, and that's all right. I just, between the heat, my mental from the heat, like I'm just so exhausted. I don't know, but 1st and 10th is where we're starting today.
All right, I'm coming to you from the front of Dad's kart. That's because we had to strap the vlog camera onto his kart because all 3 of us are going to be racing pretty much at the same time. So we ran out of cameras, and this was our solution.
Yeah, you know, take a step away, put it on pole, nobody's surprised. There's actually probably a number of setup things I probably should have done, and I plan on doing the next time I go out there with this new tire compound. A little bit more grip, a little bit more speed. Had a lot of grip, but was able to, you know, be fast, just probably not like as fast as I could have been. But that's okay because this is a good baseline setup that I wanted for this weekend. But to the race, Kacy and I, front row start. Great fun to be out there with Kacy again, actually racing a class in this heavy class with him. The Stahl brothers take 1-2. And we talked before, I was like, honestly, like, I'm cool if you want to lead and I can just kind of push you around the track. Because I got pole, but I was still getting, you know, comfortable with everything. And I hadn't been out there in a longer stint with these kind of tires at this temperature. Like, there was just a lot of things I wasn't super comfortable with. So Kacy jumped out to the lead. I fall back in second. You got Logan here. And then Brennan will join as well. From some draft stuff on these long straights at Newcastle, but I am able to stop the bleeding after Brennan, and so I moved from 1 to 4. And the recording is actually going to cut off early here, but I'll just try to give a recap of the race. So I'm trying to help Kacy get that spot. And really, I mean, I'm playing good brother here, you know, just trying to get Kacy a win because I don't really care, you know. I'm doing this just to have fun, be out there at the track with Dad and Kacy and the family and all the friends we've got out there, but ultimately not racing for points or winning. So, you know, good guy that I am, just trying to get Kacy a win, so you can tell I'm you know, anytime I can push, and I'm going to. But in all seriousness, I think I had maybe, you know, I probably just didn't have it today, so I get back up and push Kacy, and we ultimately catch Logan, who had pushed away at this point, or gotten away at this point. Got him on his bumper again, and then I got passed by Brennan, and being the last guy in that 4-kart pack, you make a mistake and everybody else is gone with these straights in that draft. So that's ultimately what happened. Is I lost the front 3, and actually Brennan wound up losing the front 2 not too far later. So I was able to track Brennan down, but then Brennan, myself, we led another pack of guys, and I lost the drag race, and I go across the line, finishing 5th, unfortunately. So you know, all I do is put Kacy in the spot to win, got him up there with Logan for his own drag race at the line, and I'll let him get into what his race was like and how he did. But yeah, a 5th place finish, not too bad, but I think there was more there. Made definitely some racing mistakes, and ultimately, again, like especially with this heavy weight, there was some setup things to losing the car I probably should have done, but it was fun.
All Stahl front row. Got to do a knuckle bump with Ben. Man, it felt good to race with Ben again. I hope he races some more. So by this point, you've heard Ben's commentary. Obviously, he's starting on pole. I'm starting second. So from his commentary, you're led to believe that he single-handedly put on the cape and pushed me up into the lead pack. There's no doubt he was super helpful in it. Also, the kart was very fast. Like, we have tweaked on this thing and gotten it handling the way I need. Now I'm just working on my consistency from a driving standpoint. So felt really confident jumping out to the lead right away. Here, this is still the first lap, and I didn't have a good exit out of that corner. That's going to allow Logan to draft up on me, get a run, and I just tuck in behind him. So pretty happy to sit here in second. I have a little bit of a bump, and I lose some momentum there, and so Brennan takes that as an opportunity. Props to Brennan right there for leaving me room. That's not easy to do in that corner, so much appreciated. And then we're going to go 2x2 through the next few corners, but once I didn't have him right here, I knew I was cooked, so I had to give up in this section and look to do it here soon, which actually it popped up right here. I'm able to look back. I saw Ben was there, and I thought, if he can give me a bump, I'll be all right. He did. Gave him the thumbs up. We ended up catching back to Logan, and it just became a 2-kart race. Well, this is last lap, so we had separated, myself and Logan here. We had separated. This is last lap, going towards the checkered flag, and now the checkered flag, the start-finish line, is not where it normally is. Usually it's on this long straightaway. It's actually after this next turn, after the 90-degree turn. So he takes the inside line. I'm going to be on the outside, and he does a great job leaving me room, but I just got into some marbles, got a little sketchy, go into second place there right behind him. Man, it was a fun race. So here we are, KRA number 6, heading towards the starting line. They used the starting line that's in between 1 and 2. This time it's where when we first started racing out there they had it. They kind of moved it to the longer straightaway. No doubt there's more dramatic finishes when the start-finish line is where it is right now. But I think I'm starting 6th, maybe 7th, maybe 8th, who knows. But the car had been good. I kind of had a little bit of traffic issue on qualifications that I think I could have been, maybe a spot or 2 up in front. But here we go. We're using the back part of the track and kind of fall in line where I should be. And this is probably, I'm going to just spoil it for you. I finished 11th in this race, and right now I'm running 6th or 7th. So you can tell that some things went wrong, but they all went wrong in the last 2 corners, and they all happened because of one of the greatest duels I've ever had. I raced Rob Lehman in the 77 over a lap. I think we had a single lap. There were about 6 lead changes, and Rob, I love racing with Rob. He races hard, and but he races clean, and I tried to do the same thing. A couple times I may not have been as clean as I should have been, but that was a lack of talent, not a lack of intent. But Scott got squirrely there going into this section, and so I have a good run on him here, and we have lost the front pack. And Scott was running pretty good up until this point, and I had not been able to push him like I had wanted to maybe get back with that front group. So I decided let's try and change some things up here, and went for the lead. And now you can see by this point, Rob has gotten in front of me, and I just can't help but smile thinking about the race. And if you want a good view of it, go out and watch, go to Beyond the Karts on YouTube. That's Scott's Monson site, and look for KRA 6 on there. And it's about lap 10 or 11 because our video failed here just about the time it was going to happen. So and Scott was right there on the thick of it, ended up being in the middle of it, and it was just a great 2 or 3 laps of racing. You know, it's why we do it, really, just to come away with that feeling afterwards, look at it and know you'd gone out there and ran hard. That's what it was about, and it was a good weekend for me to do that. But you don't like finishing 11th, but in this case, I was just glad to be there. Sitting here, delaying doing more work on the kart because it's like 90. It is hot, and during this downtime, smoking an Oba courtesy of Michael. Brought them over today. Dad's actually got his as well. Thank you, Michael, very much. Not the first time he's done this. Totally unnecessary, but genuinely appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, we've got CIK here, 10th out of 22 qualifying position. Qualifying just, my last lap I got passed, I think, 2 or 3 times. I was trying to gap it, and I think some people behind me took that as, so I'm just gonna, stay close on him and I'll just pass him on the 3rd lap. So, I mean, it's kind of my own fault. Like, I could have done a lot better. But anyway, 10th is where we start. Got Ryan and Blaine to my inside here. Ryan is this black kart to my left. I actually was waving him by off camera, trying to get in there, and then just unlucky timing. We go through, a part where usually only one kart goes through, and it was close, and his back tire and my front obviously got together, and I lost some spots. Not Ryan's fault at all. Honestly, if anything, it maybe would have been my fault, but I didn't want to lose, my momentum or anything. But anyway, so I got sent to the back. Shout out Ryan, phenomenal young man, great racer, but better young man. So sent to the back, and then it's funny because historically, like, I feel like I would know a lot of the people back here. Definitely some new faces since I've been out of the sport. New people to run with. I don't have any knowledge of their driving styles, where they're fast or slow or strong or whatever. But I will say it probably took me a little bit too long to get around these guys. I actually wound up having some really solid pace for the times that I was running, alone. But I was really held up these first couple laps because again, not running for points, not trying to like dork anybody else's over, not trying to be that guy. But I could have done things better. Like, even watching this, I mean, there are things that I could have done better every step of the way, it feels like, with some of these guys in front of me here towards the back. But that's okay. It was, great learning experience. And actually, it was good because I hadn't really run in traffic or once I do get around these guys out on my own too much in kind of a race simulation setting, or I guess a real race setting here. So it was really good, and I struggled with the hairpins mightily all weekend. Like, that was the big thing, is I just could not get those hairpins down. Like, I felt good back here. You'll see, the difference in lines from probably a less experienced person. We don't run this track very often. But like, I actually felt okay back there. It could have been better. I had to hit my marks, and I definitely wasn't super consistent. But the hairpins, for some reason, I just never really got. But once I get by this 20 here, a lot of green track, a lot of time to practice that stuff. And so the last, 6-7 laps of this race, however long it was actually really good and really helpful. I'll forget it all because I probably won't race again for it'll probably be a break, but it was really helpful to get confident back in those hairpins and remember what I need to be doing with this kart. So that was good, but my goal here was these two guys. I saw them from a ways away, and still, a ways away. I think this is the white flag lap, and I didn't think I had much of a chance, but luckily they were battling it out, and I was kind of getting in a rhythm, so I did feel pretty confident in my just driving ability and what I was doing after the frustrations at the beginning of the race, an unlucky situation. But these guys luckily were battling it out a little bit, and I was able to put down a pretty solid lap, so was able to track these two guys down and really just wanted to get past them both. I think I'm running in P12 right here. And so I didn't know at the time, but would wind up getting me in top 10 were these two moves right here, just coming out of the first hairpin. Got a lot more spring than I think I had previously. And then going into this other hairpin, just getting a bit of a draft off him here, breaking on the fuzz later, and then carrying a really good exit speed into a draft was huge for securing this position as well and netting myself a top 10. Could have been much better. Obviously, unlucky situation at the start. Could have probably stuck with that front group, but a lot that I learned, and definitely some setup changes I'm looking forward to trying out next race. So great to be back. A lot of fun. Congrats to the winner of the race. Can't even remember who it was, but you did great. Which Mario character is the fastest? Toad?
No, Mario.
Toad.
Mario.
Toad. There you have it. Toad.
No, it's Mario.
Toad and then green Yoshi.
No, Mario, Yoshi, and that's it.
Hey, guys, camera. I wanted to go down a gear. I want to go down one
Yeah,
tooth.
this is actually good
And
to talk about. Yeah.
I was talked out of it. So if I don't win, and this is the only reason if I don't win, it's because I didn't change the gear.
So conversely, if Kacy does win, and I think he's got to be the favorite, right? He's been rolling today. If he does win, then I get the credit. So yeah. Well, I'm willing to take those odds. Kacy looks really good today.
All right, sportsman. I qualified 6th, and let me tell you, I knew going into this race there was a lot more left in the speed tank of this kart. So I was looking to get after it. Sitting here right behind Levi, next to Blaine, and the outside line here is going to get a phenomenal start. And you kind of feel bad for the inside line here, but you know, that racing is selfish, so I'll take it. And so we get off to a nice start. That's right, from 6th to 3rd in 2 corners. So I slot into 3rd behind Levi here, and I see Riley up there with a little bit of a gap. And like I said, I'm feeling really good. The kart's feeling awesome, so I want to try to close down that gap to Riley any way I can. And I decide that I'm going to pass Levi here into this corner, and there we go. Move into 2nd place. Yeah, I gave him the old tap. Hey, push me. Now I just passed you, right? Yeah, no one likes to see that. I don't know. It's instinctual, I think, when I do that. But anyways, you can see that gap to Riley. Because I made that move, it grew by quite a bit. And it took me a very long time to close it down to what you see here. I want to say last 2, maybe 3 laps as I finally closed it down. Riley was just moving, man. He's very consistent, especially in this section here, like out of that last corner, this corner here, those 2. My kart was sliding in the rear. I intended to make a change beforehand, but I forgot. So I was sliding in those 2 corners, and he was killing me every time. So here we are, white flag lap, and like this back section is where I could make up some ground on him. So I can get up close to him here, but I'm sitting here thinking like the rest of the lap, like I'm kind of screwed because I need to be good in those other 2 corners to have a chance, and so I'm just not really feeling too good about my odds here. But I'm going to look for any opportunity that I can to just try to make a move. And so here's one of the 2 corners that the rear is sliding in. Luckily, he kind of had a moment too. It kept me there in it. And then right here, this is the corner where I'm really not that good. I thought maybe if I could throw it to his inside, it might mess him up enough. But it did not. He did a very nice over-under. Carried great speed. I have to tuck in behind him. And then this corner here, I was really good until I bumped him right there. So I lost my momentum, and that's really all she wrote. So from 6th to 2nd, I was very happy about that. Congrats to Riley. Super fast all day, and it was a lot of fun.
The heavy one, I actually learned a lot, and it got me thinking about just in general out here with these long straights, what not to do. And it's really stupid. First of all, it's really stupid that Mario would ever be considered the best one. Toad.
No, Mario.
Toad, I don't know if you can see. It says Toad right there is the best. Alright, family, let me do my thing here, alright? Is that okay with you? Okay. Sorry, this kid doesn't know how to, like deep tracks. He just likes whatever the main character is. Congrats on Kacy. He got 2nd, so that was great. Losing to your brother is always fun. Great taste in my mouth after that. And then, hold on, we got a guy just chilling here. We're gonna take a second. These guys are the best. They hard workers out in the sun all day. Deserve a little spotlight, honestly, for all the hard work they do. Huh? Yeah. She's not going anywhere. Tenacity, effort, hustle all the time. That's all they do, these track workers. They're the best.
What a day. Got into a clean shirt. I mean, I'm still stinky, but at least I don't stink as much. Friggin' hot, man. I think it got up to like 94, but it's not that bad once you get out rolling in the cart. Gosh, guys, I told someone earlier after the 2 races, I was like, came in second in both. I was like, I think I feel like I've got to go look for a dress shop to get my bridesmaid dress, because that's what I was today, a bridesmaid. But man, the karts were good. Congrats to Logan and Riley, who both bested me, and it's a lot of fun, and we're gonna do it again tomorrow.
Is you